Hey guys, welcome to the Checkpoint. I'm so glad that you are taking a moment out of your day to find out what's going on right here at First Paw Media and Mushing Magazine. We've got a lot of news in store for you. Robert just got back from a huge conference that we go to every year for the past 8 years. And I want to talk with you guys also about Chaser and Dream and what are they all about? And I want to talk with you guys about the latest issue that just hit your mailbox that you should be looking for. Let's get to it. So let's start off with that latest issue, right? So this is issue 198 featuring Rohn and Alyssa Buser. Robert had a great time out at their kennel, had a wonderful time meeting their dogs and their son. And I hope that you guys enjoy that feature story. There's some other great stories in here. We also did a feature on some legal happenings, as well as we brought back Mickey and Julie Collins. They have a feature story in the issue as well. So if you don't get that in your newsstand, if you don't get that in your mailbox, because we don't typically go to the newsstand anymore, I want you guys to let us know. But we really did like it last time when you guys posted photographs, especially photographs of one of your favorite dogs looking at the magazine. So if you guys would, once you guys get one of your issues in the mail, let us know by submitting a photograph of your dog reading the magazine on our Facebook page. We really did enjoy that. It's especially a great way for us to find out who's getting their magazines and when, for those of you that are our international subscribers. I don't know, maybe we'll put in a little contest to see who can come up with the best photo of their dog reading the latest issue of Mushing Magazine. I'll have to talk with Robert about that to figure out what kind of prize we can come up with for the best submission. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. And by the way, hopefully you've liked and subscribed so that you guys get notifications of when I come on to talk with you about the Checkpoint. All right, let's move into my second topic. And we're going to talk about podcast movement. What does podcasting have to do with reading a magazine? Well, you'd be pretty surprised because in today's fast-tracked multimedia space, podcasting and magazine reading really do go hand in hand. It is a way to expand your experiential learning and your actual animation in the space. And what that means is that we want to give you guys lots of different opportunities to not only learn about the adventure sport lifestyle, but also how to dive deeper into it. That's why we put together the archive on the website. You can't get that on the podcast, and you can't access the archive in the print magazine. That being said, I know that we've kind of kicked around that we might not keep the magazine going in print. Well, as you guys kind of have heard, that's pretty much not going to happen. Robert not only found out a lot at the Podcast Movement Conference about print magazines especially, but also when he visited our printer in Missouri. Print is not dead, and it is a viable way for lots of you to enjoy how we are going to continue not only the magazine, but enhancing the adventure sport lifestyle. Because we know that while some of you guys may have grown up reading National Geographic magazines, I'm not going to age all of us, but I certainly did. But in the late 90s, early 2000s, National Geographic came out with a great addition to their magazine, and it was all about adventures. I think that it morphed into something else, and eventually Nat Geo on television kind of took over that adventure space, and they lost a lot of their magazine subscribers because of that. Nowadays, people look to Outside Magazine to find out about adventures like kayaking, rock climbing, you name it, any kind of adventure sport. Our magazine, though, is where all of those other adventure enthusiast magazines and media spaces kind of fall off the point, right? We add in the dogs to it. So Mushing Magazine is going to become your go-to for all things dog enthusiast and adventure sports. All right, so I want to talk to you guys about how that works with the podcast. Robert has done the podcast for the better part of a decade. As you guys know, a lot of you guys listen to his Iditarod coverage and have listened to his Iditarod coverage year after year. We've expanded that offering where we're doing more interviews on the Mushing podcast so that you guys are able to continue to enjoy that feature year round. And he works really hard on it. And I got to tell you that actually taking on the magazine has made his ability to do podcast interviews a little bit easier, because we can repurpose those interviews in ways that help you guys that have subscribed to the print version of Mushing Magazine be able to click on those QR codes. For instance, Rohn and Alyssa have a QR code attached to their interview in the magazine, and that gives you guys an opportunity to dive deeper. You guys will be able to find instant access to their website. Also, any kind of interviews that we've done with Rohn in the past, and even maybe his dad, you can go in through the QR code and go into our archive through the podcast as well as Mushing Magazine and find other articles for Rohn, and really learn more about him. And that's the whole point of marrying all the different types of media. So we've got the print media, we've got the audio media, and then we also have some video media. So all in all, it's all wrapped up together, and that's how we're going to grow and expand your guys' offerings that we can give to you. So the last thing I want to talk with you about is my new little friends right here. I'm not sure if you can see them. Let me help you out. So this is Chaser. Oops. This is Chaser, and this is Dream, and are named for a very specific reason that I'm not going to give away here. Someday Robert and I will do an interview together on our YouTube page on First Paw Media, and we will dive deeper into why these guys are named Chaser and Dream. But Chaser and Dream have already visited 5 different states, and they also participated in podcast movement with Robert. They tasted a really cool Cookie Monster milkshake at a milkshake bar in DC, and they are actually gonna go visit the Alaska State Fair today with Robert and I. And they are going to become the mascots of Team and Trail. And so anytime we're out on an adventure, Dream and Chaser are going to join Robert or I on those adventures. And we hope that you guys get a kick out of that, because we are trying to make this a really fun space for everybody. And I don't know if you remember, I don't even know if Iditarod still does it, but they used to take around the flattened kid.
Flat Stanley.
Yes, Flat Stanley. Thank you, Robert. So they used to take around Flat Stanley. This is kind of an homage to Flat Stanley, as well as the little stuffed Iditarod dog that they were taking around for a while too. I don't know what happened to those things, but Chaser and Dream are going to stick around, and they're going to help you guys navigate the website. They even got their own webpage this weekend. So if you go on to mushing.com, you can find information all about Chaser and Dream right there. And as I said, Robert and I will tell you why they got their names and what the reason is behind them. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us on the checkpoint today. We hope that you are gearing up for fall training. We just did participate in a rabies clinic put on by the Aurora Dog Mushers Club right here in the Matanuska Valley. And we really want to thank Dr. Andy Slaughter and her husband for coming out and doing that. We also want to thank Aurora Dog Mushers Club. So Paws on the Move and Dr. Andy Slaughter and Aurora Dog Mushers Club for putting on that. It really is helpful, and it's really important for us dog mushers out there to be able to vaccinate our dogs at a cost that makes sense. All right, guys, take care, and we hope to see you soon.